let's get our filter fixed. I did not feel like doing the same 3 books today, so we're going to do something a little bit different. We've done a few in this book. I also spilled coffee on that page. But I wanted to do one that's a little bit more detailed today. I'm kind of torn between this one and, well, I will find it eventually. There's quite a few really cool ones. But this one's a very strong possibility, and this one. And I think I'm going the stained glass vibe. I think I like this guy. There's really no limit to the colors we can use in this, which for me is always fun. I like being able to just do pretty much whatever color I pick up as an option. And I think we're going to start with this guy. And of course, all of my pets have opinions, same as always when I try to go live. So you will hear random bits back and forth. Do we want to use this guy on the background or on the bird? I think we're going to use it on the bird. I'm going to be taking my time on this one today. I don't know how long we'll go, but I'm not rushing through. We're going to have fun and do a whole bunch of different colors just because we can. It's a little bit different vibe than what we normally do. So I think it's good to change it up from time to time and not do the same things every single time. And I want to see how many different colors we can get on this page today, while still keeping it fairly cohesive and making things make sense and not just using a color because we feel like using that color in oddball places. There we go. It's a good start for this color, though. So that's one. Let's see. What do we want to do next? I think purple is a good next color. And of course, I immediately missed one tiny little spot. There we go. Don't know how it is. I always manage to do that. I miss one piece. Well, that did a whole lot of nothing. Sometimes the shavings get bound up in there and keep it from actually doing what it's supposed to do. My answer is fix it like I would so many other things in life. Just give it a good whack. There we go. Now we should start seeing some results. That's better. I forgot to empty this today beforehand, which happens. Well, okay. This particular pencil wants to be very difficult. We're going to search out my old school sharpener and see if that makes a difference. And of course, my birds are weighing in on their opinions of things, which is not new if you've been around at all. They always have opinions. They are toddlers with wings. My partner is trying his best to keep them somewhat under control, which is easier said than done. Hello, Owen Wright. How are we doing today? I am going to put more color on the page if my pencil will stop breaking every time I sharpen it. Alright, it's not as big of a sharpen as I like to have, but it will do the job. And I think sometimes you do need to take a break. It's never a bad idea to just take a day and catch your breath. I tend to be funny with it when I do take my breaks. I will usually pop up a short of me and one of my pets saying that we're taking a day. It's never a bad plan. Sometimes you got to look out for yourself a bit. I consider myself very lucky because what I tend to do live is what I consider one of the most relaxing things out there. So it helps. And that, if you're wondering, is Zelda's point of view on the matter. She is demanding attention from my partner at the moment. She does that a lot. If you haven't been on my page before, Zelda is a green cheek conure, which is a very tiny parrot with a very, very big personality. That's awesome. I'm not that old, but I'm definitely not young yet anymore either. I am in my 40s. There we go. One good thing with patterns is it's much harder to miss a piece when it's a nice even pattern like this. We have our second color down. Let's see. Who's next? Ooh, I like this one. They call it Rose Petal Pink. I think I'm going to do these little teardrop shaped guys. Oh, that is a pretty shade, isn't it? And I think we're actually going to do all of the little teardrop shaped guys up here. I think we'll do these down here a different shade, but I love pictures like this that are completely open to interpretation on coloring. We don't fuss too much on spelling here. Autocorrect makes too much fun of it. I've gotten some really fun autocorrect fails in here over the past couple of months that I've been doing this. Usually it gets the point across regardless, but I have had a couple of instances where I had to ask what somebody actually meant on something. Let's see. That is way too similar to a color I already have down. Let's do some yellow. I'll do his. Actually, I think I want his beak in orange. What we will do. I love a good yellow. It's just such a nice, bright, fun, sunny color. Oh, it happens. And I think I do want to use this one other place just because I feel like that's got to tie into something if it's on his head like that, right? So we'll do these reverse teardrop guys down here. Well, that brightens, didn't it? And into something that's got to go up occasionally because it is my favorite color. Just a good old-fashioned blue. I am really just putting pencil down wherever it strikes me to stick the color. So there is no rhyme or reason to it today. So what kind of streaming do you do? This is actually going faster than I expected it to. It's funny how the timing works. Sometimes I'll feel like I've only been going for like 5 minutes and I'll look up and it's been 20. Sometimes I'll feel like I've been really taking my time and I'll look up like it is like today and it's been 14 minutes. It's the way it goes, isn't it? I'm going to pull this down just a little bit there. I am going to hop up for just 2 seconds and actually empty my pencil sharpener so that it'll work. I always forget to do that. There we go. It's one advantage of being in the kitchen. I have something stuck in there? Is that what's the matter? Yep, I do. Okay. Alright, different sharpener it is. I have 3. Because, you know, why not? If you're going to be working with pencils, having the means to sharpen them is definitely important. And I think this will be very good for these circles up here. Now my light here doesn't show it great for you guys, but I see it. This is actually a shimmery pencil. You can kind of see it on the color or lead or whatever you want to call that. Zelda is full of opinions today. I think I want to save the pieces leading up to these dots different color. This is just such a nice soft tone that I figured I had to use it at least once, right? Now, I'm going to use the very, very sharp point on this and see if I can free my other pencil sharpener. Let's see. We have no green. Let's add some of that, why don't we? And I don't think we're going to go bonkers with the green. We're just going to do this area here. Do I want more of that tone? I think I do. I think we're going to do this. And apparently now I'm doing a lot more of this because this is all one area, so that works. Obviously, I'm not trying to make this look like a bird that actually exists. We're just having some fun and making it pretty and colorful. Hello, hello. How we doing today? And welcome back in. Always good to see you. There we go. I'm actually really liking the way this is starting to turn out. And I've got a nice bright red. I'm not going to go bonkers with this because it is such a strong color. It can really start to overpower. So we're not going to go crazy with it. She's getting to be a very, very colorful bird, isn't she? That's all right. I don't have time limits for how long you can be in the room. I'm just not fussy about that stuff. There we go. And that is going to be the only place for that color, I think. Let's see, who's next? I don't think I want to put black. Nice little tan color. I think. Oh, it's that little spot right there on the tip. There we go. Actually use this particular tan quite a bit because it's just a really soft kind of orangey tone that doesn't come off so hard brown that it completely fades. But it is a really, really good background color. There we go. And I think we'll hit our 30-minute mark with no difficulty today. I don't know how long past that will go, but we'll see when we get there. I think I have to sharpen that just a bit. There we go. Just gives me a little bit more surface to work with. And of course, wouldn't be my life without it. At least once, every week, every day. We gotta have that piece of pencil just separate itself from the rest. Well, apparently we're just going to keep having this happen because that just... All right. Fine then. And pardon me where I cook just a little bit because my heat just kicked on and I am right in its path. I think this pencil is just not in great condition. But I don't need it perfect, I just need it sharp enough that I can actually get in these little areas. I am definitely learning. Don't buy the cheap pencils. I buy the cheap coloring books all the time. This one cost me a whole $3 at the Dollar General. But the cheap pencils have not been doing me justice here lately. But I do still get some pretty colors, so I guess that counts for something, right? Alrighty. I will always find good places for pretty shades of blue. I swear, it's always going to happen. Blue is my favorite color by a lot, so I'm always going to find places where I can use a lot of it and it makes sense as much as I can. Here we go. Almost missed this little area here. There we go. Oh, I missed a spot on that one, didn't I? This is really turning into a kind of a really pretty picture, isn't it? I like the stained glass vibes it's got going. And that was the feeling I got from it right from the start. So it's kind of the direction we're going with. That's why we're doing so many really soft colors. Hello, Kim Powell. How are we doing today? There we go. Let's see. Pardon me as I just throw my pencil. I'm doing pretty good. Enjoying a nice relaxing bit of coloring. Always a good way to spend an afternoon. I'm really having fun with a good case today of pick up the pencil and just kind of put it to paper, decide what colors, and that's how I'm deciding what colors go where. We're not really fussing about trying to be any kind of realistic or anything like that. We're just enjoying how the colors end up interacting with each other. I'm almost done with my bird, and then we got the background to do. And I kind of liked the idea of making the head, the comb there, and the tail primary feathers match. Thank you, thank you. This was actually a $3, excuse me, a $3 book at the Dollar General, which inexpensive is always the best kind, isn't it? I'm always checking when I'm there if they have any new books out, because their little coloring books are actually pretty nice. And as inexpensive as they tend to be, it lets me have a lot of different options. And I have a lot of books that are not cheap at all, but I like my little cheapies as well. There we go. We've hit my 30-minute mark, which always makes me happy. It's my absolute minimum I want to be live on any given day, because that gives people time to pop in and out as they please. There we go. Kind of wondering if I should do the pink around the... Nah. I think... I had to stop and think for a second there with this one. But I think this will be good for this last spot up here and for around those. And then I just have to figure out, grab a color for the last little bits around those parts of the wings. And we will have the bird complete, and then we just have to do the background. I'm definitely happy with this one. Turned into just a cheerful little bird, didn't it? Very colorful, very eye-catching. In the background, I think I'm only going to do, let's see, 2 colors. Thank you. I'm always happy for new subscribers. I tend to do these once a day, Monday through Thursday. Sometimes I get to do a Friday one. Very, very rarely am I available on the weekends. And I think I want this tone and something else soft. Trying to decide here. I'm trying to find my other shimmery tones. Like this is a green. You know what? We're going to go ahead and do that because I know exactly where I want that. I actually use this particular pencil a lot because it's like the perfect bluish green tone for a lot of different things. But it's just such a soft, pretty color. There we go. My colors that I've used are starting to get in my way. Hello again. Now, I'm not always going to be able to respond right away to comments in the chat. Just simply, I can't really focus on the chat and color at the same time. So I do have to kind of periodically stop and look up. So if you're saying something and I'm not responding right away, I promise I'm not ignoring you. And I will see it. I just have to look up every so often. I know I could turn chat off and all of that, but I don't want to do that because I do actually like talking to people. Okay, I get it, and I like that you're enthusiastic, but please, please, please don't spam my chat. So if somebody else has something to say and you're spamming the said hi thing, it can actually make it so I don't see what they have to say because I'm not looking at my chat the entire time. I only see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see the 6 most recent comments. And 4 of those are just Kim Powell 9871 said hi. Okay, those are cute. Now that stuff I don't mind so much. Go. Actually really, really liking how this is coming out. I think I'm gonna actually go searching for a very, very soft yellow for the other color. I know I have a few, but finding the one that I have in mind is always a super fun challenge. I thought I was going to do blue, but I think a soft yellow might be the answer. Or actually, I have a soft yellowish orange that I think will do quite nicely. Okay, once again, please stop spamming my chat. I do appreciate your enthusiasm. And it's not a terrible thing. I do get credit for how many comments are made, but I would prefer to have real conversation to just seeing the same thing pop up over and over and over and over and over again. And my final triangle. There we go. I almost forgot about these guys. Which, what did I just do with? That's a pretty color. We'll use it. I knew I forgot something. And once again, I will always, always be open to an excuse to use a pretty shade of blue. So a little more similar to the other blue than I would like, but that's okay. Sometimes a small difference in the tones is not a terrible thing. There we go. I'm actually really liking the way this guy's turning out. This is just somebody's idea of almost a stained glass window with a bird in it. And I honestly just picked up colors and put them wherever I felt like sticking them. So it's not any real, like, it's definitely not consistent with any naturally occurring bird. But he's pretty. I mean, in all reality, I could have easily colored him very similar to any one of my birds and gotten away with it. And that would have been a very, very pretty and brightly colored bird, but sometimes you just gotta play it by ear and let the colors fall where they feel like. It kind of looks like maybe it's supposed to be like a bird of paradise or something along those lines, but I'm not sure exactly. I've never seen a floral printed bird, so we're just kind of guessing. Now, you have a wonderful day. I think actually you'll do just fine. And this is a very, very soft color, which is precisely what I was looking for. I don't want the background trying to take him, or take over. Okay, me and these pencils are fixing a fight. There we go. Actually, very glad I decided to pull this book out today. I've enjoyed this. It's a nice break from what I've been doing. The really intricate, heavily detailed pictures. It's nice to change it up from time to time. And just do for the sake of enjoyment. We've definitely reached a time frame that I'm content with, which is always a good thing. It might be a cop-out doing all of this the same color, but I think we have enough colors on the page that I can really get away with it fairly easily. If I'd have done the background first, I probably would have put more colors into it, but I was more interested in getting them into the bird. We're just slowly but surely getting her done. This is just me doing this side here because I will forget that they exist. I am terrible with that kind of thing. Okay, I got a little too enthusiastic there and shook my entire table. That happens actually more often than I'd like to admit. That section done. She's coming together. And I actually very much like the way those two colors work together. Excuse me. Hiccuping and talking don't mix well. There we go. Figured it's easier to just get those kind of interlocking spaces cleaned out first. Kind of funny, I wasn't sure if this was going to go long enough to make my 30 minutes. It's actually turning into one of my longer videos. Yes, because I decided to go into each individual area on the bird like that. And we did take our time, which always helps. We've almost got her finished up, though. I very much like this one. We're going to do the same thing I did with the other side and just go straight up this edge so that I don't have to worry about forgetting them, because I totally will. I know me. Yeah. That didn't look like it put any color down, did it? That's better. Must have just had the pencil at a very odd angle for a second there. It happens. So we're not going to quite hit an hour, but 10 minutes shy of it is not such a terrible thing. I really like how this came out. This might be one that gets framed and stuck up somewhere because it's pretty. Can tie into a lot of different types of decor. But we have come to the end. She is finally done. And I will be back on tomorrow, sometime between 3 and 4. And that is Central Standard Time. So until then, I will talk to you guys next time.